Hi, so in this video we're going to go through my process and my codes on how I found the top most earning words in a job title for male versus female. So here you can see is the original file that we'll be working with, and it originally was a Excel data sheet where each person, like each line here, is a person reporting their salary information, including their salary, gender, and job title, and they also have other stuff where they comment on the job or their years of experience and many different details, but we want to focus more on the job title for this project. Well, to begin, so for the program, I imported 3 libraries that we definitely need. So the first one is the pandas, and the data frame is really good for storing data and sorting our data, which will be really helpful in sorting and getting the most paid words and versus randomly ordered job title words. And then CSV is because we use a lot of CSV file, and then matplotlib is for us to visualize our data later. Cool. So the first block is simple, is just to open the file in CSV, and so we can read it later. And then here's a little summary of our data. Just tells us that there's 1630 number of roles in the data, so 1,630 people have reported their salary for this project. And then this is how we start to process the vast number of data points. So at first we want to separate each line from the file, and because each line is a string, so we want to split it with the comma, and then to make it into a list of data that we can iterate for later. And as we said, the second block of the data, or the first place, but the second item is the salary, and the first item, the 0 place, is the job title. But the job title, again, is a blob of string, as you can see here, that we need to process it a little bit more because it would just be, this whole thing would be one string, but we want individual words. So how do we do that? So we split it. Well, first to make everything into lowercase, it's easier to compare, and then we split it. So this is a dictionary that we created called title salary. So the key would be the salary, and for each salary, we just add in different job titles, other job titles. So we know what kind of job titles earn which salary. And then we loop through the title salary items, the keys and the values, and somehow there's just a D slipped in somewhere. It might be someone entered the data wrong. I don't want to tweak the original data, so I kind of just catch it here. Anywho, so for each word in the title, okay, now we get into the good part, because for the word is what we want to compare and what want to extract from the data, so we can see which word earns the most, right? So is just a second dictionary for this function, bad name and convention, but it works. So if the word is not in the dictionary, we initialize it, but if it is, we just append it to the list. Okay, so the list of salary is not gonna give us any valuable information, so we're gonna get the average salary. So this is how we get the average salary. So for each item in the second dictionary, if the key is not title, because title is the header, then the key becomes then the value becomes the average, and then you return the dictionary. All right, so let's see how it looks. Okay, so this is how it looks. So for example, the editor, people with job titles that has editor in it earns an average 93,000 per year. People with artists in their job title on average earns 12,000. Okay, and so and so. Okay, this is all of them. I think there are about 120 unique words. Okay, here's when we we try to store this data into a Panda data frame. And in order to do that, we have to kind of organize this into a prettier and a Panda-friendly dictionary. So this is how we do it. Basically, it just, for the key, become the job title, and it will be a list of job titles. And then a second key will become salary, and it'll be a list of salaries. Okay. All right, so after we have a dictionary that is Panda friendly, we want to put it into the Panda data frame, and this is how we do it. So let's see what it looks like. So this is our Panda data frame, 2 columns, job title, salary, but it's a little bit messy because these salaries are not ordered, so we don't know what job title gives us the best salary. But we can fix that. So this is how we can sort the value. So ascending is false, so it will be from highest to lowest. So let's see what the sorting looks like, and this makes a lot of sense. So if your job title have CEO in it, you earn the most, and president in chief. So these words are probably filler words or typos, but we'll catch them later when we're writing more functions to analyze it. Yeah, so this is a data frame that we just saw, and we want to save it as a CSV so we can kind of run through it and iterate through it easier. And we're going to save it as the ordered title CSV. Cool, so this is going to be how we're going to get the top 5 list for the top earning job title words. So as we said, there's a bad list. So these are the filler and typo words that we don't want to include in our top 5 list. So if we run into it, want to continue, want to skip through it, we don't want to include it. So we first open the ordered title CSV, and then the first line is the headline, so we don't want it. So just skip it. And so for each line, again, we want to split through the comma, make it into a list of words. And for the keywords, because we only want the top 5, so we want to limit the count. If the count, so each time we run through it, the count plus 1, and if count reaches 5, we end the program. So as long as the count is lower than 5, we're going to add the keyword to our list to make the top 5 list. And this is what it looks like. So these kind of makes sense. So these are the top 5 earning words in the job title. Same thing with the top 20 words. And as you can see, it's just more words. Cool, and we're going to use it later. So the second thing we're going to do is to get the job title separated into gender. So we have a gender dictionary that we created. So each key is a gender, female versus male. And so we're going to go back to the original file. So for each person, each line in the file, the gender is the second item, the third item, and the job title is the first item. And so pretty simple. If we see that the gender is male, store it as male. Store this job title into the male part of the dictionary. If it's female, store into the female key. And this is what it looks like. So the key and the value is a list of words in the job title. Cool. So we can start matching and to see which gender has the most job titles that have the top earning 20 words in it. So so we're going to count them. So we're going to have a dictionary where we count female versus male. And then, so as you can see, going back to the gender dictionary, so for the female list, it's a list of female job titles and their words. So for each list in the big female list, we want to find the words in it. So we're going to change everything into lowercase to standardize and easier to compare. If the word is in the top 20 list, we count 1 for female. If the word for male, if the job title for male is in the top 20 list, we add one for male. So let's see. All right, so for female, there's 260 of them that have a top 20 words in the job in the top earning list, while male has 136. But you have to note that the total number of these participants are different. So male, I believe, has about half of what half the number of female participants. So you take that into account. So same thing, but want to match the top 5 most earning words. So yeah, as you can see, much fewer people have these top 5 words in their job titles. All right, like we said before, the total number of female and male are different. So we want to look at a ratio instead of the absolute number. So we're going to get the ratio here and then put the ratio into a racial dictionary. So male, so 25% of males have a top 20 earning word in a job title versus only 23%. Not a very significant difference. So let's look at the top 5 words. So it's the same thing, the top 5. As you can see, the difference is significantly larger. So female have half as many people, has half as many racial as male in the top 5 top earning words in their job titles. All right, it is harder to just look at numbers, so let's visualize it. And Panda gives us a very good way to visualize. So we're going to use Panda for the visualization. Store into this data frame, and this is what the data frame looks like. It's just different racials and gender as column. So let's look at the top 20 racial. Like we said before, the difference is not very big. How about top 5 words? Yeah, the difference is much bigger here. I'll analyze this result a lot more, and this is just the coding part and the visualization part. So if you want a more thorough analysis of what I just did, please check out the website, continue reading the blog. So this code and the files are on my GitHub, so you can check it out there if you want to kind of run it or tweak it for yourself. And yeah, please check out my website for more analysis and more explanation of what all these mean. Thanks for watching.